YouTube, what it do, man? It's your boy Cry, man, and we back with another vid, man. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Make sure to follow me on Instagram and Twitter at I am Cry. And you feel me? Let's get right into it, man. Today's topic, man, I'm gonna talk about my monk mode transformation, and then as well as my thoughts in general on monk mode, for men. What is monk mode? For those of you that don't know what monk mode is a period of time of intense focus and productivity where distractions are minimized to achieve specific goals. So it's like a lot of y'all be like, man, I'm about to stop drinking for a week, or I'm about to work out, you feel me, for the next couple of months for the summer. That's basically what monk mode is, when you cut off a lot of external distractions, a lot of bad habits that you got to achieve a certain goal, or even just try a whole bunch of new habits that you necessarily haven't been practicing. I spoke about this a little bit in my last vid, but basically I was in a dark place in 2019 when COVID hit. I was working for this company called Maxim Healthcare, man, and it's basically, it was a staffing agency, and it was real fast paced. So like, you feel me, had to make a certain amount of calls a day, certain amount of hires, whatever the case may be. And I was in a situation, man, I felt so isolated with COVID, you feel me? Like, I wasn't seeing none of my niggas. I wasn't getting out the house. I was going through some dating problems, man, I'll get into, but I just wasn't feeling like myself. So I was underperforming with my job. You know what I'm saying? Then they switched me to another manager. So I was under this black dude, you feel me? So I had a good relationship with him. So he was giving me the benefit of the doubt. Remind you, this was my first job out of college. I was a youngin'. But then they switched my manager because a lady got promoted and she didn't have no recruiters under her. So they put me under this lady, you feel me? And she ain't know me from a grain of salt, you know what I'm saying? So she see me slacking. She like, oh, hell no, this nigga gotta go. So it got to the point where I was feeling the vibe, but they was about to fire me. So I just quit before they could fire me, you know what I'm saying? When I quit, I was in the process of closing on a condo. My mom, my mom was my realtor. She was a new realtor, man. Long story short, she had told me a specific amount for the closing costs, but it was a lot more, you feel me? So I'm just, you feel me, paying all my bills, paying the closing costs of money I got saved. I end up getting my new crib, but it's not updated, so I had to make a whole bunch of updates. So it was just a lot going on, man, with, you feel me, my finances. And then there was a lot going on with just me. That was really the first time I was on my own, because when I would come back from home from college, I would stay with my grandparents. And then when I first got out of college, I was living with them for a little bit too. And then that's when I got my own crib and left. So it was a lot of growing pains, man. But really, man, if I'm being 100% honest, it wasn't even that. It was women. Women are a man's like biggest motivation. Like, a heartbreak can change a man's life in the best way if you use it the right way. Now, I'm not a person who got my heart broke, so to say. Like, I ain't never had no chick cheat on me. I mostly had girls like kind of like shit on me like I wasn't him, which I wasn't at that time when this was happening. So I had a lot of stories like that, man. I was messing with this girl during this time before I went into monk mode, and she basically like, this is when, now don't judge me, y'all, you feel me? This is when I wouldn't cry now, you know what I'm saying? This was Lil Kyle, you feel me? Lil Kyle, he wasn't hip on female nature. He ain't know what the fuck was going on. But basically, man, long story short, this girl was just using me for my funds. You know what I'm saying? Once she got a certain, and I didn't know, I'm thinking I'm just being nice, helping her. You feel me? I help her out a couple of times and she ghosts me. I hit her up like, what's up? Like, what's going on? And she just like, was like, the fuck out of here, blah, blah, blah. Just basically blew down on me, you feel me? So that fucked me up, man. And I really liked the girl, man. She was a very beautiful young lady. At that time, she was like probably one of the coldest girls I had ever got at that time. You feel me? Now, you know what I'm, now it ain't, you feel me? Now let me chill. I was going through that. I was losing my hair, as I mentioned in my last vid, man, and like, it got to the point where I was just wearing hats everywhere, bruh. Like, I was like 21, 22, losing my hair. That I would say the girls and the hair was really the biggest thing because it was more of a confidence thing for me. Like it was like, damn, like this chick just played me. Like, what was it? Was it my finances? Was it like me losing my hair? Like, what was it? And I wasn't like in shape as I am now either. So I was a little skinny little nigga, couldn't really dress, didn't have no hair, didn't have no money. You feel me? Everything was just like, man, what the fuck, man? And I actually shout out to Steffes Code, man. Check out his YouTube, man. He big on self-improvement, but I ran into his YouTube and he is the one that really influenced me to go into monk mode. I just made a big ass shift, man. Typically, this is how my day go. I go to the gym in the morning, then I work, and then after work, I DoorDash to get some extra income, then do it all over again, do it all over again, do it all over again. Wasn't kicking it. I wasn't talking to nobody. I wasn't on social media. I wasn't drinking. I wasn't smoking. Was listening to a lot of motivational content every morning, doing a lot of reading. I'm gonna talk about, a lot of the books I read, the next coming videos. But I was just doing a lot of self-improvement, like a hard cutoff. Like a lot of niggas say, you see the quotes like lock in for 6 months, your life can change, man. That's what I really did that. You know what I'm saying? I just ain't say I was doing it. I really did it. And the one thing I can say, man, it's a lonely journey. You learn a lot about yourself, but at the end of the tunnel it's beautiful, man. And it really all start with fitness, like, because when you start going to the gym, you don't see results over time, man. It's this quote that I read in this book. I don't remember the book, but it's an analogy called 32 degrees, right? So when you got an ice cube in a freezer and you keep increasing the temperature, that ice cube ain't gonna melt until it gets to 32 degrees. So at 1 degrees, it's still gonna be sitting there. At 10 degrees, it's still gonna be sitting there. At 20 degrees, it's still gonna be sitting there. You feel me? 30 degrees, it ain't gonna budge. But once it gets to 32, it start melting. You know what I'm saying? So that 0 to 32 degrees, you gotta be mentally strong. Biggest thing I see is that people be having the right idea. They be having, you feel me, the right mindset for a short period of time, but they don't stick through, man. Like the only difference between niggas that's where you wanna be is they ain't quit. And despite how they feel, despite anything that was going on, they ain't quit. They ain't give up. But monk mode is really emphasized version of that, man. Like it's like you in the military, like you doing this, and that every single day. So I would say mine was for about 6 months. And then I started running into more YouTubers, man. I started watching a lot of Andrew Tate, Alex Hermosi, Amon Ghazi, FitX Fearless. Started doing a lot of reading, man. I'll talk about these books, but I'm gonna give them to y'all now. Millionaire Success Habit, The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck, Atomic Habits, 48 Laws of Power, by far the best book I ever read. A lot of learning about women in general, female nature, understanding why I was getting played, you feel me? So it was really a necessary process for me, man. My thoughts in general, would I recommend monk mode? I would say yes and no. And the reason I say no is because before I went into monk mode, I was already I wasn't a socially awkward person. Like, I already was very like well versed and charismatic. Like, I was in high school, the only freshman on varsity, so I was real popular. Like, I was homecoming king my senior year. And I ain't saying that to just brag about myself. What I'm saying is that like I knew what like status felt like, at that level, and I knew how to like I was already getting girls, you know what I'm saying? At that time I was already getting girls. Like I knew how to conversate with friends and people. Monk mode will affect your social skills, man. And it affected me. Like even though I was very social before I went into monk mode, it's still like today I'm like a lot more introverted than I was before. So it'll definitely affect your social skills, man. So you have to be aware on what type of person you are. If you are a social person, I would recommend 6 months a monk mode. If you are not really social, like you kind of awkward, you kind of just stay to yourself, and you want to excel in business, and in business you have to be you have to be able to network, you have to be a connect, you have to be able to influence. I would recommend no more than 3 months, because you don't want to be so socially awkward, whether that's, as I mentioned, in business, with women, with your family, anything. I definitely saw the side effects of that, man. Like, I hate talking. This is one of the effects, man. One of the cons that really stuck with me to this day, that my friends and family hate, is that I hate talking on the phone. Like, I will not talk to you on the phone. I will not text you. Like, you got to be with me in person for me to interact. And I would say that that's a product of the monk mode. It was definitely necessary, man, and I'm grateful for it. And one thing I'll say, man, is that, never trust your intuition and your thoughts of a negative experience, because some of the most negative experiences of our life be the most beneficial in the long term. And I done had, you feel me, a few, but I wanted to speak with y'all about my initial one, my initial monk mode experience. Fellas, I would recommend it and I wouldn't. It depends on who you are, man. But a few simple things, man, you can do in your monk mode. Like, maybe you want to do it, but you lost, you don't know what to do. I would recommend definitely hitting the gym at least 5 times a week. I would recommend, no alcohol, no weed. I would recommend going to sleep on time, man. That's a huge one that not a lot of people talk about. So going to sleep and waking up early, and going to sleep on time, implementing a morning routine. So I would definitely be waking up at 5 or 6 every morning, going to sleep at 9. No social media. Either do a hard cut off of social media or no social media until night. That's a big one. No kicking it. Because when you cut out those distractions, man, you'll be surprised how far you can get. Here go my boy again, man. This nigga, man. Those are the things I would recommend, man, that you implement into your monk mode. Appreciate y'all coming to tune in, man. My dude about to interrupt the vid. You know what I'm saying? So I'm out. I love y'all. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Peace.